and by the heck, who got you ready? You look as if you'd fell out of one of them Wild West saloons.
Shut up, Hilda. I'd still look better than you do if I slept in edge all night.
Floozy.
Oh, yeah. Tala. Oh, Lord lovers, and I thought I looked rough in the morning. Have you just got up, or haven't you been to bed?
Don't you start. Give us a packet of tea, Reenie, love. It might just save me life. That's if I'm not already dead.
Oh, I think the hair of the dog might not come amiss. Like half a bottle of whiskey drunk neat.
I haven't got hangover. I couldn't get to sleep. And when I did, I kept dreaming I got this council house. And when I got there, it were a doll's house. Everybody could get in it except me. Oh, talk about weird. I woke up shouting once.
Hey, are there any developments about your house?
Not a thing. I'm still there. I've not heard a dicky bird from Rat-Faced Baldwin.
Happening's going to make you a present of it. You know, for,
Don't say it.
I think you might hear from him today.
How's that?
Well, according to any bishop, he's coming round here.
Well, if he tries getting in that house, I'll rearrange his face for him.
Ooh.
Mind you, he'd probably thank me for that. Put that on slate, Rooney.
Okay.
See you.
Shh.
Hey, do you think Mike might try to get her out of the house?
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Well, I think you made a very good job of that, lad.
Please, Mrs. Sharples, praise flies straight to me head.
Why don't you try and find yourself a full-time job? Sure you could if you tried. I mean, you're no dummy.
Oh, not a dummy, Mrs. Sharples, granted, but a dabbler.
You are.
You see, it's all right me doing little odd jobs like this, mucking about. But you ask me to do anything on a big scale, no chance. I haven't got the concentration for it, you see. I think that's why I wasn't a very successful criminal. I couldn't think big enough.
You're no criminal, just a big daft crate egg.
It's not what the scuffers reckon.
Oh, well, they don't know you as well as I do.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Anyway, don't you let me down, and you will if you don't find yourself a regular job. You know who finds work for idle hands?
Oh, he's got a job on with me, Mrs. Sharples. I'm not naturally energetic, you see. Now, where's this cup of tea and lump of parking you promised?
Over there. Help yourself.
You're not having a snack?
No. I'm not hungry.
You know, you do look a bit off colour, if you don't mind me saying so. Have you got a cold coming on?
If you must know, I'm worried.
Why?
I don't think Ken Barlow's told old Albert about his wife killing herself.
Oh, he must have.
I don't think he has. I think he can't face it and he's gone away and tell him when he comes back.
Oh, well, that's all right then, isn't it?
Not if Albert finds out accidentally from somebody else. I reckon the shot could kill him. What happened to Valerie very nearly did.
Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, join the club.
Hey?
Never mind, shook hand, Mrs. Ogden, yeah.
What's this? From Mr. Baldwin over at factory.
What's it for?
Search me, I only work for him. He doesn't take me into his confidence, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oi. What's all that about?
Oh, just a little surprise for a mutual acquaintance.
We'll do the best we can. I'm not making no promises. I've got enough paperwork here to last me a week, never mind the rest.
Well, can't Deirdre do some at paperwork?
With a new baby to look after.
Well, she could do it at home, couldn't she, while Tracy's snoozing? I mean, we don't want your missus turning into a vegetable in that flat.
It's not a bad idea, that. I'll put it to her.
And if she's agreeable, does that mean I can get lock on my door change quicker?
I shouldn't think so. You'll still be way down my list.
And I hope your rotten rabbit dies too, Langton. But I'll tell you summat, if I do get the old heave-o from number 5, guess whose door I'll come knocking on?
I've already tried sidling another bird in at home. Deirdre won't hear about it.
What have you done to Bet Lynch? She just lashed out at my ankle out there.
No, she won't get over. Where the hell have you been? Alec Fisher's been screaming all morning about this shower fitting.
I've got it, haven't I? I'll take it round this afternoon.
Yeah, coffee and a nuggle with Rhea Rita. where you've been skiving.
Yeah, I called in the cabin for a coffee, yeah. What's so what? Save you making it.
You're putting a lot of hours in with her these days.
And nights, like tonight. Anyway, I'll get these round to Alec, eh?
Yeah.
See you. Hey, don't get writer's cramp.
Oh, no, thanks, Al. Better not have another drink. I'm playing hooky as it is. Maybe it'll only sulk if I don't get back to that shop. And believe me, toothache has no torture like Mavis sulking, if you see what I mean. See you.
Ta-ra.
Hey, blooming at you.
Hey?
Happy, you know, full of life.
Oh, she, I never noticed.
Oh, fellas, look, I know what him back there thinks about. What do you think about?
Well, have I told you about this little pain I get under my chest?
Yes, lovely. More than a dozen times.
Yeah, well, that's what I think about.
Oh, go to the doctors and shut up moaning.
Well, every time I think of Will, it goes.
Look, you'd be better off thinking about what he thinks about.
Why, what's he thinking about?
Oh, never mind. Rosa turn. Yes. Hey, Albert. You're quite a little stranger, lovey. What can I do for you? When? What time? Well, it's either gone dead or he's hung up.
Well, was he phoning from Glasgow?
It must have been, yeah?
Ah, well, he just to put enough money in to say what he wanted to say. You know Albert, he's skin or flea.
Yeah, Tom.
Was that Albert on the phone, Betty?
Yes, love, he's coming home.
When?
Well, now he was in the phone box on the station.
I better go and tell Mrs. Sharples.
Why?
Well, I just think she ought to know, that's all. Keep me pint warm, will you, Fred?
Yeah, sure. Hey, there's no wrong with Albert, is there?
Not that I know of, no, apart from Janet and... Oh, that must have upset him.
I'd have heard about it, though, wouldn't he? No.
Oh, yes, Ken have told him.
Yeah.
Right, I'm off. Oh, you've done everything, have you? The stairway, the hallway, the steps. Don't you go shirking 'cause Mrs. Walker's away.
I've done everything, Betty Turpin. It's like a new pin through there. Any road you'll easy tell, because it's the direct opposite of what your house is like.
Oh, that blasted woman. Oh, and that swearing away.
Well, I'm waiting.
Well, I might ask you the same question.
I live here.
Oh, I heard different. I understood you'd left.
Hey? You saw me coming out of this door this morning.
Ah, that was this morning.
Come on, Hilda. What's going on?
Well, I'm here in my capacity as a cleaner to tidy this place up. Looks as if it needs it and all. Oh, I've got authority.
What authority?
Oh, never you mind.
What authority, Hilda?
Well, from Mike Baldwin.
Is he up here already?
Well, I've not exactly seen him.
Well, where exactly did you get this authority?
A note delivered to me personal by one of his staff.
This morning?
About an hour since.
And what does it say, this note?
Well, just what I said it said. Have to clean up in here.
Come on, let's have a look at it.
I'll read it to you if you like.
Oh, come on, let's have a look. I can read, you know.
Oh, no. No, this note's my authority. I don't want you stuffing it in your mouth and eating it.
Read it then, Hilda.
Dear Mrs. Ogden, I wonder if you could do me a personal favour. As you may or may not know, Miss Lynch has left my house in number 5 Coronation Street, and it has been empty for some days. I wonder if you could just tidy the place up, dust round, etc. I'll be in touch later when I can get away from the office. If it meets with your approval, this could be a permanent position. I shall be needing a cleaner. Yours sincerely, Mike Bolton. Now, what's that if it's not authority?
He must have known I was still here. Ernie Bishop or anybody could have rung him and told him. It's just a try-on. He's just putting pressure on me. Well, he's picked the wrong cookie. Oh, yes. Hilda?
What?
Shift as much as one speck of dust and I'll kill you!
heck are you doing here?
I'm meeting you.
What for?
Do I have to have a reason?
Now, look, what's gone wrong?
Well,
Look, there's something gone wrong at all, man. Else you wouldn't be here, would you? Now, is it Ken? Is it?
it's his wife, Joe.
Janet?
She's dead, look.
Dead?
But, come on, I'll take you home and I'll tell you when it is.
Look, you're going to just tell me exactly what happened, and I'm not shifting from here till you do.
But you took an overdose of sleeping tablets. Now, come on, let's get you home and I'll carry you back.
You won't have to munch the bag myself. There's no end to it for Ken. There's no end to it for the poor lad.
Well, it wouldn't seem like it, I don't know. Don't look as if he's coming in.
There's still time yet.
Seems a funny way of spending your day off just hanging about in here.
Well, I've naught better to do.
Suit yourself.
I intend doing. What, biting her?
I don't think she'd like it if I told you.
3 guesses, and every time it'll be Baldwin.
Yeah, you won't be far wrong, love.
Well, we tried to warn her, tried to tell her it'd all turn to tears, but would she listen?
Do you ever?
No, because we've all got a blind spot about fellas. It's like part of us brain doesn't work. It's an actual deformity. It is really. Am I seeing you tonight?
I'll think about it.
You're a louse. Listen, if you bump into Mavis, you've not seen me.
Taking her out again, are you?
So?
So, he's taking her out again. Good afternoon, Mr. Baldwin.
Hi, buddy.
Hello.
Give us a scotch, will you?
A scotch.
Lynn?
No, not for me, thanks. I got work to do.
Haven't we all?
I haven't seen you around much here lately.
Had to go to London for a while, a couple of problems. All sorted now, look.
Sure, wish mine would. Anyway, see you.
Yeah, see.
Hey, Alan. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me.
Oh, back there, please.
Yeah.
You've got a bloody nerve.
Pardon?
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Using Hilda Ogden to try and get me out.
Using who?
It'll take more than a broad hint to get me out of there. I thought I'd made that very clear.
Oh, still in number 5, eh?
You know damn well I am.
Heard you'd gone.
Liar.
That's what I heard.
I've told Hilda never to show a face in that house again. And the same goes for you too. Understand?
Not very nice out, is it?
No, not very, no.
Get that down you. I'd have put some whiskey in it if I'd had any.
Can't believe it. I just can't believe it. She was not a young woman.
Oh, well, it's true enough, lad.
Why didn't Ken let me know?
Well, I suppose he just kept putting it off. He's had an awful lot to do.
Putting it off. That's all his many trouble that has. He put off telling Janet where he stood until it were too late.
I think Janet knew where she stood. That were her trouble.
And he never should have married her.
Well, maybe not.
Once he had done, he should have stuck by her.
Hey, Albert, them were the rules that we lived by. Our generation, yours and mine. Ken's got a different set of values.
Yeah, look where it's landed him.
Oh, well, you'll get over it, Will, lad. He's had plenty of practice. But she won't, will she?
Poor lass. She must have been desperate.
You ever felt like killing yourself, Albert?
What's the point? Who would miss me?
I have. After Alfred died. But I can see all those years stretching in front of me without him beside me. It was more than I could bear.
You did bear it, though.
Oh, aye. With God's help. Don't think Janet ever thought of turning to him.
Pity she didn't turn to somebody.
Now, pull yourself together, lad. I know it's a cruel world and it's something I've never understood the need for. But crying has never helped to change it. I know you're upset, but we can't bring her back. And she's happy where she is anyway.
I wonder if that's true.
I'm sure it is.
And I like being a little housewife and looking after Tracy. I'm enjoying it.
Well, you could do an hour or two. I'll bring typewriter home.
By heck, you've changed your tune, haven't you?
However,
Well, you said you wanted the mother of your child to give up work, be a little nest builder. It were up to you to bring the gravy in.
did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Ah, well, that's when the economic situation must have been completely different. It's all hands to the pump now, ask Jim Callaghan.
Look, why can't you get somebody else in? You can afford it. You're busy enough, aren't you?
Well, it'd be goodbye forever to you then, wouldn't it? Because we wouldn't be able to sack her. Not without compensation. You can't do that these days, you know. You can't even sack somebody with sleeping sickness.
There is that.
Anyway, it's all very well for you to say you like the domestic bit now, while it's still a bit novel. But how about in a year's time when you're suffering from duster's elbow?
You get a tennis elbow.
Oh, well, housemaid's knee then, and your brain's all addled with a diet of Radio 1 and building bricks.
All right, all right. Bring the typewriter home. But I want paying.
Ready cash, love. The only kind.
I never believe another word you say. You know that, don't you?
How do you think that the human species has survived, or any other species?
Tell me.
Adaptability. I'm just adapting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi, have you a minute, Ray?
You're wasting your time. Next week at the soonest.
Look, there's been a development. I want that lock changing today or I'm out on the streets, I know I am.
What's all this?
Well, Baldwin's going to pull a fast one. He's already tried once. Now, I can't stop in that housekeeping watch every minute at day. I've only dared to come across now because I've seen him drive off. Please, Ray, be a mate.
Sorry.
Ray?
What?
You heard the lady.
I'm too busy, you can see.
Look, unless you put her a new lock on, you'll be stuck with that lock till kingdom come, because I am opting out. Adapt to that if you can.
By heck. You stick together, don't you, you different animals?
No more than fellas do.
OK, I'll be round in an hour.
Thanks, Deirdre.
It's me you should be thanking.
Hey, you're just her husband, love.
Any road. It's one in the eye for Moneybags bowling, and I don't mind that.
You always have to get the last word in, don't you?
That's right. Go and put kettle on.
I will, but only because I love you.
Give us a bar of chocolate, lover.
Yeah, well, I did my best, Mr. Baldwin, but she got very violent. Threatened me, she did, physically. I thought of taking her on your behalf, like, but, well, she makes two of me, doesn't she? I mean, I'm more your dainty female.
Oh, so I got you involved, Mrs. Ogden. I honestly thought you'd gone.
Well, as she should have. I mean,
As she will.
Oh. Well, will I keep the key or what?
Well, why not?
No, I just thought, I mean, when you do get her out, you might want to be changing the lock. Just to be on the safe side, you know. It's that.
Anything else?
No.
You know, you're stuck for somewhere to stop. I've always got the empty flat here, you know. As a matter of fact, I only advertised it today.
Thanks, but I don't think I'll be stuck long. See you. Hello.
Hello. You've got a funny look on your face. He's been making a pass at you.
I think I've been making a pass at him.
Well, tell me more. Go on, tell me more.
I've only asked him to stop here, haven't I, at the flat?
Come into my parlour, said the spider to the fly.
He just came out absolutely shameless. God, I must be desperate for a fella.
Well, can't you go to Vatsford or something?
Can you, Hick?
One question I didn't ask you. Did he accept your invitation?
No.
Well, thank your lucky stars, because you're not up to coping with the likes of him, same as Bet wasn't.
Yeah.
There you are. The usual high standard of workmanship.
You're a pal. I'll kiss you if you like.
No thanks. I'll get no tea if I go home smelling a midnight in Paris or whatever.
What are you having for your tea?
Fish fingers.
Oh, where's all the romance gone?
I think it must be all them fish fingers we keep eating.
Pull the door shut behind you when you go, will you? I'll get something for my tea and... Thank you, Ray.
All right. Aye. Didn't know you still call round here.
I don't. What's your story?
Been doing a job for Bet.
Like what?
Put a new lock on.
You're flipping joking.
I'm not. Oh, don't tell me that's why you're here and all, the crafty cow.
Not Bet, Baldwin.
Hey?
Baldwin, he asked me to put another lock on here.
He's a bit late.
Who says so?
I do. There's one on. Look for yourself.
Well, I can change that.
No way.
Baldwin's a very good customer.
Yes, and Bet's a very good mate. Well, she has been, especially to you.
She's got the skids under her. He'll have her out of here, no danger.
You're not getting any help from me.
I'm going to change that lock.
And I'll hang one on you if you do. Go on.
Very nice of you to ask me to stop for me tea, Mrs. Sharples.
Oh, well, you deserve it.
Yeah, I don't get much home cooking now. Monkey's missus thanks the cookers for keeping the fish and chips warming.
There's a lot more that think the same way, I know. Do you know, I was stood behind a young woman in the supermarket yesterday and she had two baskets and they were full of Chocolate biscuits, bottles of pop, and tins and packets of stuff. Now, what sort of food's that for a family?
Yeah, it's convenience foods, isn't it, Mrs. Sharples?
It's bone idle food for them as don't want to cook.
Old Albert's getting in more than his 40 winks, isn't he?
Ah, well, he's tired. But I had to make him go and lie down.
Yeah, he's a tough old stick, isn't he?
He's not as tough as he'd like to make out.
Shook him up, did it, the news?
It did. It shook me up too and all, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's a last resort, that, isn't it? I mean, there's no need for it. The world can be a very lovely place, even for the totally deprived like me.
Yeah, you try telling some folk that. Drown her in champagne and they'd still want something else. She was like that, you know. Nothing ever satisfied her.
I think that pie's going to satisfy me, Mrs. Sharples.
Yes, well, you keep your fingers off it until the spuds are ready. They'll be in 2 minutes. Oh, Albert, your nose twitching?
No, it's not. Were you two cackling as woke me up?
Welcome back to England, Mr. Tatlock. What's it like abroad these days?
Glasgow's all right, and don't you get making any funny jokes about it.
I'll tell you something, Albert Tatlock. Your temper's got to improve if you're going to stay here for a
Who
few
says
days.
I'm going to?
Well, aren't you? You can't go and stay over there.
Hey, she's right there, Mr. Tatlock.
Oh, she is.
Well, sit down and get your tea.
You'll be all right there, mate.
Hey?
I said, have you had a bet today?
Good night, Mr. Bowen.
Hello, Mike. Having trouble? Excuse me. Len gave you the key, did he? Well, I've got news for you. He never got round to putting the lock on.
Right, heck, it's parking up there.
Yeah, it's parking here and all.
Well, shape yourself. You move about a bit, you get warm, and I don't suppose that's good news either.
Oh, trust you. Flaming gas bill.
Heck, I've met some thankless devils in my time. I only go over for your post because you won't set foot in the place. And don't blame me if you haven't gone to the pools.
And don't blame me for not setting foot in place. There's death in that house.
There's death in lots of houses.
I don't mean that sort of death.
What do you want for your breakfast?
Out.
That's no answer. What do you fancy?
Well, if you want to know what I fancy, a kipper.
Well, you can go on fancying. I haven't got any.
Then what the blooming heck did you ask me for?
You know, my mother once said there's a use for everything, and by heck, she's right. There are times when I think it would be very nice to have a fella about the place, but 5 minutes of you cures me.
Hey, well, you what asked me.
What I meant was, would you like a boiled egg or a slice of toast?
Blooming heck, I get more choice than that from our Ken.
Yes, but he's not here, is he?
No.
Now, don't start again. If you won't go and set foot in the place, how do you expect him to live there when it was his wife that...
All right, go on, finish it. When it was his wife what committed suicide in my front bedroom. And he didn't have the guts
We
to...
don't know that she committed suicide. Don't jump to conclusions.
Of course we know.
Do you want a boiled egg or don't you?
Oh, all right, go on then. And I don't like it too hard.
Well, I suppose you don't like it too soft either.
No, just in middle.
I might have known.
Well, you might not, but it were a surprise to me. Betty chucked light of my life. I'm not exactly behind the door when it comes to fellas and the little ways. But what this one did beggars all description. Nibbling your ear 1 minute and thumping it the next. I didn't say I wasn't coming in. I said expect me when you see me. Oh, I don't care. Tell her out. All right, tell her me granny's in hospital. I know me granny died last year, but for your information, they're dished out in pairs. This is t'other one. Right. Now, I'll see you as soon as I can. Good. Now, when I say ta-ra, put the phone down. Ta-ra.
Don't blame me, mate. 1 minute you're papering her with £10 notes, the next minute you're chucking her out on the street. I don't know how your little mind works.
Marvellous, isn't it? Got a flat in London, a house up here, and where'd I spend last night? At a hotel room. Mind you, it's one of the few nights I didn't have any aggro.
Stick to your hotel, sell the place.
I might just do that. Oh, Mrs. Ogden, don't worry about number 5. I'll explain later.
Oh, right, Mr. Baldwin.
Can't go on.
Morning.
Oh, goodness, we're all up before the breakfast, aren't we, this morning?
Oh, well, we're not all born with silver spoons in us mouths, you know. Some of us has to work for a living.
Especially them who are respected as being good grafters, Hilda, like your good self.
I don't know what it is you're after, but you're not getting it, truth or no truth. I'm after something for Stan's dinner.
Marvellous, innit? You state a few simple facts. You eat humble pie, you mind your own business. I've got more respect down the old Swan Cop shop than I have here.
What's them pies?
Meat and potato, very nice.
I'll have a couple. Oh, that's if I'm not jumping the queue.
No, carry on, love. I'm just doing my counsellor's bit, you know, listening to the voice of the public.
Yeah, ordering meat and tater pies when they should be ordering legs of lamb and then pretending that you care about us.
Oh, don't worry. I know who cares about this one. Me all the time. And my husband when he's short of a bob or two. How much?
30p.
Good heavens above.
That's not strictly true, you know, Hilda. I was only singing your praises to my mate Monkey this morning, saying how you were a woman that knew how to look after a fella. And he said, if she's that good, why don't you go back and stay there? I said, well, you know how it is. But you're not a good, Hilda.
Not that flaming good, Chuck.
Where is it first, Hilda? Rovers at Love Nest?
If by the Love Nest you mean Mr. Baldwin's house, I'm not going there this morning. Seeing as my employer, who knows a good grafter when he sees one, has just informed me I can give it a miss this morning. He'll be in touch with me later.
Oh, why's that then?
Well, how should I know I don't go poking my nose in? Something I've always said is that, you know, never get involved in other folks' affairs.
Oh, there should be more like you, Hilda.
That's something else I've always said.
This might just as well be written in flipping Chinese. Hey, look, which is the input tax and which is the output tax? Then?
Don't ask me, I'm only a simple country lad. Hey, hang on, Deirdre said something once. Output tax is the tax what comes in and input tax is the tax what goes out.
That figures, yeah. I mean, look at this. Look at this from Crofton's. £37.15 VAT. We send it off to Customs and Excise, and Customs and Excise send it back to Crofton's. What are you flipping credited? Crofton's have to take on an extra bloke because they can't work it out, which puts their prices up. We can't do any work because we're too busy filling in the flaming books. And there's a book sheet pen pusher at Customs and Excise taking it in with one hand and giving it out with the other. And that's supposed to put it on the road to security.
Just one little correction, Blue Eyes. We're not filling boots in. We're talking about it and getting nowhere fast.
Hey, do you think Deirdre would give us a hand?
Why don't you ask her?
Do you think Deirdre would give us a hand with the VAT?
Drop dead, I'm a wife and mother. I've brought my husband's sandwiches, and if I could have carried the monster, I'd have brought that flipping typewriter back. It's all very well you saying do us a few letters, it'll help pass the morning. As soon as I hit the first key, your daughter starts striking. Someone draw Victoria Street, don't complain. It makes more noise than flipping Concord.
What, your daughter?
The typewriter.
Have you done?
Here, chew on them.
You chew on this. Mike Baldwin's just like that as to whether to sell his pad on Coronation Street.
He's not.
Is that straight up?
Well, that's what he said. I mean, it's not definite, but...
Well, get to him and make it definite. And if we miss out on that again...
Look at her. Memory an inch long.
Oh, you will see him, though, won't you, Ray?
Yeah, I'll see him.
Great. I'll come with you, only I've got to pick Tracy up from Mrs. Clements. Great.
Do you think she's pleased?
She's not heartbroken.
Pleased enough to give us a hand with the VAT?
Yeah, there's a thought.
You know, you're right there. The place isn't the same without Mrs. Sharples. Well, pubs are like that, you know. You identify them with one person. It was this pub I used to know in the Pool, right? Down Challoner Street. They had an old fella there, Smokey Joe. He sat in the same seat, in the same corner, every night for 57 years. The night he died, the pub fell down. Just collapsed.
Nip and see if Mrs. Sharples is all right.
Hey? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hello.
good evening. Hello.
Hello.
It's a fishing magazine.
Oh, thanks very much, love. Very kind of you.
It's a real addict, isn't it?
He's not the only one, love.
Most popular sport in Great Britain, as you know, angling.
Second most popular.
Oh, aye. Second most popular.
What's the most popular?
Well,
Is it football?
No, love.
What? Oh, the cricket. Is it a team game or is it something you play by yourself? Or in twos like tennis?
you play it in twos, love, like tennis. Wouldn't you say, Alf?
Aye, I would.
Twos like tennis?
I wouldn't bother if I were you.
Oh, no, like general knowledge. Hey, Rita, what do you think's the most popular sport in Great Britain?
Never mind, just don't play with either of these two. You stick to your Derek. Vodka, love, please.
Oh, I never thought of that.
You're quite right, too, love. It doesn't hold a candle to fishing.
No. You know, actually, I'd quite like to go fishing. I mean, just for the peace and quiet, like I won't want to catch anything.
Oh, I'll go with him then. He never catches out.
Right. It's a date then. Hey, by the way, Richard was looking after the shop.
You are when you get back.
Thanks very much, Alf. I'll do you a
Just
favour
thought you needed a
sometime.
bit of company, you know. You can play it in twos like tennis.
Go on.
Hey, your friend's in.
Don't worry, I know how to behave myself. Rita?
Morning, darling. Could I have a gin and tonic and a scotch, please?
Certainly.
Hey, your place tonight, darling.
Hey, do you mind?
Supper.
Ah, that's better.
Come on, love. Give us a pint.
Okay, love.
Are you on? Are you all right?
For the time being, yeah. Right. I've had a telegram from the agent. I have to ring him after 6 o'clock.
Telegram.
Well, it can't be Gatsby, can it? It must be something big, like Golden Garter or Batley.
All right, then I'll be your chauffeur. And if we have to stay the night.
You never miss a trick, do you?
You can't afford to at my age.
Mike, could I have a word?
Yes.
Frightened to death of coming in on his own, he was. He needed an escort.
That'll be the day.
Thank you, sweetheart.
What about the house?
Well, you know you said you might be getting rid of it.
I will give him the right to buy.
You found one.
Don't give up easy, do you?
Original asking price plus the cost of the conversion.
Oh, yeah, but you'll have to take the furniture off me. I don't want to get stuck with that.
Okay, subject to agreement.
Give us your hand.
Right, and no gazumping, eh? Well, one thing, you're going to have to get rid of her.
Well, that's not easy, seeing as I don't have a front door key. So I'll tell you what, mate. You got her in. You get her out. Haven't you got out smaller than this?
Mr. Tatlock, that is the smallest bottle of rum there is. The only other bottle I've got smaller than that's eye drops.
All right, go on. I'll take it.
Coming to Monday then, have we?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Oh, yes, of course you're staying with Mrs. Sharples now, aren't you? No milk bills and no food to buy.
What's the point?
None at all. Treating you all right, is she?
Aye, in a way.
And you're not taking her any milk stout back?
Why should I?
Because she's feeding you.
Oh. All right, go on. I'll take a couple then.
I shall think so, I know. Yeah? You're not as bad as you painted, are you?
I never work. Hey, you don't want to go bringing babies, you know, on licensed premises. If you keep away from strong drink, love, you won't go far wrong.
Says he had in a bottle of rum. Oh, she gets bonnier every day.
Well, what do you expect from my baby?
Come for your bread, love, have you?
Yeah.
It's just in back. I'm sorting it, not beauty.
Hey, what do you say we go round and have a word with Bet while we're here?
Yeah, why not?
Renee, we'll call back for bread later on, okay?
Okay, love, I'll have it ready for you.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea bringing kid with us. We can soften Bet up a bit. Tell her Tracy favours her.
Ray, I am not using my child to get round Bet Lynch or anybody else. I just hope she has your colouring. Haven't you got a nice mum? Come on, Chuck. I've got a lovely wicker washing basket in my kitchen full of lovely sheets I've just ironed. And we'll soon have you looking like Moses in the bulrushes in no time at all. You got windy pops too, haven't you?
You just hope she has her colouring.
Well, I do.
All you got to do is buy a flaming bottle.
She's as happy as Larry. To what do I owe the honour?
Don't you know?
Hasn't Mike told you? If you mean Mr. Michael Baldwin, we don't do a lot of talking these days. Has he told me what?
Oh, we're going to buy the house.
Here? This place? Well, we've made an offer for it, you know. He never said a word. But then he wouldn't, would he? I mean, it hardly affects me. I only live here.
Oh, we didn't know, Bets. We thought at least he'd have told you.
What? It's not exactly full of happy memories. It's not even really me. Not even a damp patch.
Look, we're not chucking you out on street, Bets.
Kid, I want him to get out. But not while you were telling me. Thanks for giving me the excuse. Can I hold baby?
You can have her for a week if you want. 5 minutes will do.
Out. I said out before I pour this boiling water on your head.
Just about time our Ken come back. Are you sure he didn't leave a message? I mean, you thought he'd have said something, wouldn't you? No flaming consideration these days. Get to our age and folks don't care whether you live or whether you die. There's certainly no pleasure left in life these days, and that's a fact.
Well, not with you moaning and groaning there isn't. I was enjoying this until you started.
Why? 42 pence them cost me.
What?
42 pence, that's what you owe me for them. But you can pay me later on.
You mean you're not paying for them?
Well, they're my pension.
Well, how do you think I'm keeping you out of my oil wells?
Well, you can get some of it off Social Security if you just explain the circumstances.
I expect I could get something if it was only sympathy.
Look, I'll come with you if you like. I mean, from what I hear, you just say out what comes into your head and they chuck money at you.
Well, I'm not used to having money chucked at me. I just die of the shock. And then what would you do for your breakfast? So you go back and drink your rum and get your strength up for when you start trying to get that 42 pence out of me.
How do you turn this thing on?
You don't.
Well, it's news.
I know it's the news. That's why you don't. I've got misery enough in the house with you.
You know what your trouble is, don't you? You're objectionable.
By heck. Alvin Tatlock calls me objectionable. That just about qualifies me for the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, but you could have done worse than me.
Come on, tell us. How?
Well, I speak as I find Bet. And as far as bosses go, he's a good one. I don't know how he is as a boyfriend, but I give him 9 out of 10, and that's pretty high marking for me.
Where is he?
Oh, he's over across the road. Ernie Bishop says the accountant's coming over. You know, and that's another thing. He's a damned hard worker.
Oh, I know. Look how hard he worked on me.
Yeah. Well, why did you give that house up?
Oh, not because he asked me. I don't know. They've got a kid. They needed somewhere nice. It were wasted on me.
Well, you could have always got yourself another fella in.
Oh, we'd have worn that, wouldn't it?
Hey, Rena's bed's still going back in, you know. Yes, that's right, it is.
Yeah, she offered it me before.
Hey, where's Ina? I haven't seen her for ages.
She's looking after Albert. She probably daren't take her eyes off him.
Oh, poor devil. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Come to think of it, that's what Ina's been from time to time.
Oh, well, let bygones be bygones.
Put a few milk stouts on one side and I'll take her some over when I go across, eh? Here's your chance, Bet.
Mrs. Walker's order. Bill's inside. What's she on about?
Is that bedsitter of yours still going?
Yeah, of course. Do you know anybody?
Very well, me.
Well, I thought you'd always be welcome. Come round and we'll have a talk about it.
Right, give us half an hour. Because they're very good here, you know. They'll stand in for you if you have to nip out. Isn't that right, Betty? Aren't they very good?
Well, I only know about one, and by the name of Turpin, she's flipping marvellous.
See you in half an hour.
Right off. Bye.
She said she'd move out just like that. Just like that? Well, you must have something I haven't got.
Perhaps she likes us.
Yeah, it could be. You want to tell your missus not to come to the old acid. I could sell the place to someone else. I hear you're leaving.
Yes. There's a nasty smell in that house. It could be the drains, or then again...
It could be a gas leak from someone's big mouth.
You're hard-faced pig.
Hard faces aren't all south of Watford, darling.
Evening, Mr. Baldwin.
Oh, Mrs. Ogden.
I'm still awaiting your further instructions, as they say.
Eh? Oh, the house. Yeah, well, I'm afraid the job's off. I'm selling to the Langtons.
Oh.
Here, that's for your trouble.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Will you be needing a chow where you're going?
What, in a hotel? I don't like you taking your own cleaners in.
Oh, hotel.
Well, the doctors all said it was a miracle. After all, she left more of herself in Weatherfield General than she took home with her.
Can't you talk about hotels for operations?
Oh, and what about Etty Potter?
Etty Potter, she was a nice old woman's surgical like a yo-yo.
Why, nothing but the big pots for her, you know. Nothing but the best. Well, look at that last time she had Mr. What's his name from London? Foremost in his field.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can tell. Molly Pratt's girl's a theatre sister, and she said he used to open her up like zip fasteners.
Oh, like I'm going.
What's up, Albert?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to stop here and listen to that kind of talk. I'm going to go round at Rovers, particularly seeing as how you brought me now.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Albert. I forgot. Never mind, you'll be all right at Rovers with all your little friends.
What friend?
I'm trying to think.
Take your coat off if you're stopping.
Yeah, why not? Not in any hurry. And, how are you these days?
Oh, not so bad. How are you getting on?
All right.
No use talking about your husband, I suppose?
No.
Oh, well, you know your own business.
Yeah, better than you in this case, Mrs. Sharples.
I'm losing my hand at entertaining. Would you have a cup of tea?
No, thanks, love. I've just had one. What do you mean, losing your hand? What about old Albert there?
Hey, that's not entertaining. That's keeping a dog and a grumpy one at that.
You must miss your pals.
It isn't one, it's another. Some get took and some move away. Mind you, I'm not saying that there's plenty of time that I'd rather be by myself, but by and large, it's nice to be among friends. Hey, what happened to Blondie when their fancy fella walked out on her?
Oh, well, it seems she'll be doing a bit of walking out herself. I hear that Ray's buying the house.
Is he big gone? Where's she going? Up Parish?
Oh, not for long. She's like us, Mrs. Sharple. She bounces.
Come on, then. Let's hear the worst. How much?
It's not just a number I've thought of, you know. I mean, I've taken everything into consideration, my overheads and things like that. £8 a week.
8?
I don't think I can take less, love. Is it too much for you?
Well, it's not that. I were only paying that much for the place I had before I moved here. And I had much more room, and it were a regular flat and all. I was thinking of more like 6.
Well, I don't think I can take less than 8, love. Not till I've had a good try, anyway.
Thanks, anyway. I'll see you.
Sorry.
You'll be getting sloshed.
I know. It's my 4th in quick sticks. What does it matter? There's not many of us left.
Not many like you, Mrs. Sharples.
There's not many like you, thank God.
Oh, like you said, it's so nice to be amongst friends.
You've lost a few yourself, haven't you? You know who I mean. Len Fairclough. Hey, there's many of the time I thought I'd be sitting in a back pew at St. Mary's Church watching the two of you get wed.
I liked him too much for that, Mrs. Sharples.
Do you reckon she does?
I can only speak for myself.
Hey, you haven't changed your mind, have you? I've worked up a hell of an appetite.
No, you can come, for I'm turning out at 10 o'clock. I've got a lot to do. That is, if you still want to come, after you've read this.
What's that?
I'm giving you a week's notice, Len, from the cabin, starting from now. I phoned my agent, and it wasn't the Golden Garter or Batley. It was Tenerife for the summer season. 4 months in the Canary Isles. And this time, you're not stopping me.
What about you and me?
Len, I'm going.
How do, gorgeous? Have a zeck with that.